Hey, it's Steve Jolly with the Home Buying Skills channel. On today's show, we're going to talk about, should you sell your home or should you rent it out? Are you ready to get started? Let's get to business. To get started today, let's talk about the pros of selling your home. And the first one is you get to cash in on that home equity. All that value that you accumulated over the years that your house gained in appreciation is now yours and actually can be in your bank account when you cash in and close on that home. And you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. You can use it to reinvest in another home, you can put it towards another project, or you can leave it in the bank. Whatever you want to do, that money is yours to use however you want. We'll talk about that more in a minute. The most common thing people do with their home equity is they use it as a down payment on their next home, really lowering the price of the home, lowering their monthly payment so they can afford a home, step up into it without being house poor. That's probably what you're going to do with it, and that's probably what I would recommend to do with it to avoid any capital gains, and we'll talk about those more in a minute. And if you decide to sell instead of rent, you don't have any property management costs, you don't have to be a landlord, all that stuff is wiped away. It's one less worry off your chest, one less bill that you're going to have to pay for each and every month. Now let's talk about the cons of selling your home, especially if you decide to put all that equity in your bank, and that's capital gains. Now I want you to talk to a CPA before you decide to sell your home if you're concerned about paying capital gains on any of the money that you do not reinvest. That way you can find out exactly what it's going to cost you on the front end, and you can make the best decision for yourself. Another con about selling your home is market timing, and that's going to dictate the price. So if you decide to sell in a soft market, you may not get the price you want, and it may take longer than you want. So if you're in a soft market, you may not want to sell your home right away. You may want to hold on to it for a couple of years till those market conditions change, and you can sell it when the demand is higher and when prices are higher. Now let's talk about some of the pros to renting your home. And the first one is going to be passive income, or that money that finds its way to your mailbox every month from your renters. That's passive because you don't have to work very hard for it. Some months you may not work at all for it. It just may show up in there. So whether you're doing property management for yourself or if you've hired a company to do that, that passive income or that mailbox money is a great feeling every month when you receive it either in your mailbox like the old school or whether it just shows up in your bank account. Another pro, especially if you're in a soft market, is it's typically safer to rent in a soft market than it is to try to sell your home, because you don't know how long it's going to take to sell your home, and all that time it's vacant, you're losing income. You don't know the price that you're going to get for your home, so you may not be satisfied with what you end up with. So those concerns in a soft market may help you decide just to rent the home instead and sell it later when the prices have increased. Another great thing about renting your home is you're going to continue to build equity in your home. More than likely, it's going to grow in value, and that value becomes part of your net worth, and you can cash in on it when you decide to sell it. So continuing to build that equity, if that's one of your goals, to increase the value of a portfolio, may make you decide to continue to hold on to that property for the time being. Now, last but not least, let's talk about some of the alternate ways of getting equity out of your rental home. And the first one is a HELOC, or home equity line of credit. You can get those on a home that you personally own. You can also get those on an investment home, and you can tap into some of that equity that's in your home. You usually can't tap into all of it, but you can definitely tap into some of that equity that's built in your home. And the second thing I wanted to share with you is an investment strategy that's used by a lot of investors who want to continue to keep investing in property. And that is the buy, renovate, rent, and refinance method, BRRR. Now, what somebody will do if they're following this model is they will buy an investment property that needs to be renovated. They'll renovate it and improve the value of that property. They'll rent it out again in its renovated state. And now that the property is worth more because the monthly rental income is higher, then they can refinance that property and gain access to even higher amounts of home equity than they started with. It's a great plan. It's a great model to use if you want to continue investing in real estate. Now let's talk about some of the cons of renting a home. And the first one is being a landlord is hard work. It can be time consuming. It can be annoying. Things never happen on your schedule. And it's just a concern and a worry that most people would rather not deal with. And instead, they would rather pay a property management service, which is great, except those can be very, very expensive. So paying a property management service is very expensive. Doing it on your own can be a huge pain in the butt. You have to decide, if you're going to rent your home, which one is the best strategy for you. Now, the problem about renting your home is unexpected repair costs. It's simply true. A renter is not going to treat your home. They're not going to care for your home as well as you do. And some things are going to break and some things are going to be at the fault of the renter, but you're going to have to pay to repair them all. And the timing is never going to be right. And the costs are going to come out whether you're ready for them or not, because you're legally obligated in many cases to keep that home in a rentable condition per your state laws. So those unexpected costs can hit you at the wrong time and in the wrong place. Set some money aside for emergency repairs. You're going to need it. And also keep an eye on your home. Inspect it on a routine basis. If not every month, every couple of months, so you know how the renter is treating your home. You know what kind of condition it's in. And so you don't have to wait till the end of the lease to find out they've destroyed your home. We've all heard horror stories about bad renters and how they've completely destroyed homes before the owner even knew about it. And that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. It's a worry that might live in the back of your head. And it's something that you have to plan for, especially if it's a home that you have some sentimental value towards. Another con about renting homes is you have to watch out for bad renters. Not every renter is bad. In fact, most renters will do a decent job of taking care of your home, but you don't know at the time that you sign a lease if that renter is a good person or if a bad person. There's not enough information to help you decide, and people can change. So that's something you have to keep in mind. If that's a worry for you, if that's too big of a concern for you, then renting may not be what you need to do. Now let's talk about signs in the market and within yourself that may help you decide that you want to rent a home. And the first one is there a demand in the market for rentals that are similar to your home? And that's an easy way to make a decision. If there is demand for homes in your area, then that helps you decide, yes, that's a possibility. But if there is no demand for rental homes in your area, like your home, then it's probably not a good idea to try to rent that property. Also, does your home appeal to renters? And is it set up for renters? Not every home is set up and not every home appeals to renters. And you need to keep that in mind when you're making that decision. One question you need to ask yourself, am I ready to be a landlord? If you are not ready to be a landlord and you don't want to pay a property manager, then go ahead and sell your home. You'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of grief and headaches. That's what I recommend if you do not want to be a landlord. And if you decide you want to be a landlord, can you confidently landlord your home at a profit? Are you going to make enough money to pay your mortgage, to pay all the bills associated with the home, and then have enough money left over for some profit for you and also for an emergency fund to take care of anything that might break on the home, to plan for maintenance and repairs? If you can confidently rent at a profit and be a landlord at a profit, then go for it if that's what you really want to do. One last question that you may want to ask yourself is, am I ready to get rid of this home? If it has sentimental or other value to you besides the monetary value of the home, then you may want to rent it instead until you're ready to let go. And that's okay. Now let's talk about some signs that you may want to rent your home. Now let's talk about some signs that you may want to sell your home. And the first one is it a seller's market? If homes are moving quickly, if homes are appreciating fast, if it's easy to sell your home, you may want to go ahead and sell it now while you can at a profit while the market is fast. Also, if you need to tap into that home equity, if you need all that cash on hand for other projects you have in mind, go ahead and sell that home so you can utilize that cash for whatever you want to use it for. And the last sign that you may want to sell your home is if you can confidently sell your home at a profit. After all the costs that you're going to incur for selling a home, are you going to walk away with the cash in your pocket that you hope to achieve? And if you are, that is a sign that you may want to sell your home. Thank you for tuning in today's show on selling your home. If you like the show, click the like button to let me know you enjoyed it. And if you have specific questions, leave them below so I can answer them. And finally, subscribe and click the bell so you'll never miss another episode. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great day.